You are the women, not only in STEM, you're women in F1.
I used to not like English that much, like initially when I was younger. I never thought I would say this, but now that I finished the IB, I think it's a great choice.
Were there even moments that you felt like you want to quit IB?
You know, trauma bonding is great too.
Let's introduce you to our viewers a little bit. They may be curious
Yeah.
about who you are. Joining me today is going to be a girl who will be making waves at Philadelphia with her talent. She's the names on everybody's lips at BPS and many other international schools around Bangkok, and now she's going to make her world debut at University of Pennsylvania. Please welcome Fasai.
Thank you.
It's such a long journey.
Yeah.
Right? We've been together for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And we've met in person this for the second time.
Ever. Yeah.
Right. So how excited you are right now. It's going to be less than a month before you're gonna have to take the flight and start your new life there.
I'm flying in like 10 days. So that's
Have you packed?
caving in. I've started. I am not done at all, but we're getting there. Yeah, I'm really nervous.
What's the hardest thing to stuff in your luggage right now?
Probably like my bed sheets and stuff because I'm planning to bring some from home. And also like winter jackets because like
Those things actually
yeah, winter
take up
jackets take up
space.
so much space. Yeah.
Do you plan to plate some rice cookers and bring them along with
I think
you?
I'm gonna actually secretly order some to my dorm and hopefully they don't get confiscated.
Secretly.
Yeah, apparently we're not allowed to cook, but I need
Okay.
to cook,
Oops.
so
Oops. It's the journey to get there,
Yeah.
to reach this shore. It must have been really difficult on you. I mean, like you didn't quite make it look difficult. You made it look easy. But a lot of
Thank you.
people are gonna be curious about what really happened along the way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing people have in their mind is that how is it? How to become a predicted 45 student. Like it must have been insanely hard to achieve. So were there any bumps on the road?
I mean, it was definitely difficult like the whole way through. I would say IB is already known for being really, really difficult. And it got really hard like progressively, especially during the period where there was like uni apps and preparing for IB exams and coursework. I think that was definitely the
It's a
hardest.
siege.
It was like the hardest period ever. But yeah, as for the IB, it was really challenging. Like, first of all, with the coursework, I wasn't used to writing papers that were like 4,000 words long or like speaking for like 15 minutes straight, 10 minutes straight for the IOs,
Without a break, without a pause to
with
breathe.
no pause, or then you go over time, or like, there was many like syllabus changes for like
syllabus
sciences
changes.
and maths too. So apparently many teachers taught some topics for the first time ever, and we had like no practice questions. It was a lot.
And how did you
A
prepare
lot
for
of
these?
obstacles.
I mean, did you just make predictions on what's going to come up, like based on how the syllabus described it, or did you just try to study everything and just hope that you're going to be ready for it?
I would say for like the sciences, for example, physics, I struggled
Uh-huh.
the most because there was this new topic on relativity that was really hard.
Oh, I've heard too.
Yeah. There are like similar style questions online, like in, similar formats, but not exactly the same. So I had to use like whatever resource I could to.
Oh, you dug
to
them up
practice.
yourself?
Yeah. But the IB also provides like, samples for the upcoming syllabus. So I kind of use those to help me prepare.
Wow, what investigative skills, right? I mean, I could imagine if I were to be in that situation, I'm probably gonna be just stuck with the resources that I have and just say if they were to give me only 10 questions, I'd probably just work on 10 questions and just pray.
Yeah.
And not to dig up further. But
Yeah.
then we're living in the age of technology. So wow, kudos for you who have prepared for that. I mean, I don't think this ever happened to you, but were there even moments that you felt like you want to quit IB?
I mean, going back to the same answer, the first term of year 13.
First
maybe-
term.
Yeah, maybe the
yeah.
toughest period of like the whole 2 years, which is when you have to start submitting your like ED decision, but at the same time, the coursework's due and the exams are due, and like the exams are coming up, so you still have to like revise. So that was definitely the hardest time for me. Yeah, and what you have to do is really like prioritize and plan a lot. Like I use Excel as a
Excel.
schedule, as a calendar. Like it's really bad. I don't actually recommend using Excel, but like it's good to have like a strict calendar, like timetable for yourself every day.
Well, I used to do that with some of my students too, but then my organization skills really bad. So most of my Excel sheets to help my schedule planning and schedule things that usually look very
No,
ugly.
mine looked very, very messy too, but it's good to lay out something at least.
And the most important part is the commitment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
you stuck to your committed schedule that you have
Yeah.
made. Wow, that actually was very organized and nice to hear. Usually I've heard students would actually have to hire some helper to help them with organizing what they need to do during that season where things were
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
crazy, right? So I remember I was a part of that moment too. We were.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we, 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 we had some moments together. It
Yeah.
was so memorable. I would never forget that moment. There was this one night when you had to make a call to me just before you had to submit
Yeah.
your um
Comment at
your common app essay. Yeah, because it's nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah.
Once you have so many good pieces of common app essays and you have to finally decide this is gonna be the final piece. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit submit
Yeah.
and they're gonna see me only through this 600 or so words. How would you make that final decision? It was really nervous. Like you receive different opinions on people's on what piece
Yeah.
should be the best representation of who you are, and how did you make that final decision? Which piece
mean,
to submit?
Yeah, it was a really tough decision because I asked so many people. I asked you, I asked my like tutor at school, my teachers at school, my parents, like a ton of people, and everyone gave mixed opinions. It was almost a 50-50 split. So then, like at that point, I think you have to base it on, like you helped me a lot because you told,
Oh.
I think like Quran really helped me a lot because you told me that based on, what the kind of vibe of the school, you can kind of pick what approach you want. For example, I had
Oh,
one that was
right.
more philosophical and one that was more practical. But looking at like Penn's like structures and like the way they teach, you can kind of assume they would like a more practical approach. So that feedback was really helpful. But ultimately, when it comes to like the storyline, I think I picked the one that showed the most growth in the way I think, and I think that that's what they're looking for. Like the one that shows a change in your mindset or like something that changed you as a person like in the long term. And yeah, I also picked the one that tied in most of my activities because one of my essay, it was off on a tangent. Like in my activity list, that essay was not involved in my activities, and that
Oh.
would kind of float around. But I feel like they're looking for something that kind of at least links to like one of your activities or can kind of tie them together. So for mine,
Alright.
yeah, it was like music and engineering, and those
There's
were mine.
coherence. They would like to see the storyline being
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was so proud and so honored to have been a part of that journey, especially when you were kind enough to share me your personal story and let me read and feedback on
Yeah.
your common app essay. I feel it's always any students who let me in on that secret chamber of their story would have special place in my heart. I'm so honored. So of course I would not hold back in sharing any feedback that I can. I'm so
Yeah,
glad it all
thank
worked
you
out
so
so
much.
so well.
Yeah.
And you know what I love the most about your decision on your essay was that correct me if I'm wrong, but I got a feeling that you trusted your guts when it comes to it. Like you knew what would be the best representation of you in the version
Yeah.
that would both make you feel right about yourself and that the examiner could really see you for who you are as well.
Yeah.
Because people have different opinions and you being the final judge, you trusted
Yeah.
your instinct the most. And I think that's one of the most appealing quality that you have, right? That I it makes me kind of obsessed with you, Fasai, like many other people out here. When people are looking at you on video right now, they probably be thinking, wow, what a prim and proper and beautiful girl you are. They probably wouldn't guess that most of your activities actually concern automobiles and engineering.
Yeah.
Right, you are the women, not only in STEM, you're women in F1.
Yes.
So, can you tell us more about it? Like, how did you get? I mean, you kind of hinted to me that you would kind of get roped into many of these activities. So, how
Yeah,
did it
yeah.
happen? How did you just became such a staple member in this community?
I mean, first of all, I think the most important thing is to be super open-minded with everything. Like, always say yes and always be like nice and friendly to the people around you. I think that's the best thing is to be someone that always says yes when someone asks you and to be someone like reliable. And I feel like throughout the years, I'm like quite a proactive person and people perceive me that way as well. And that's why Like, when people realized I wanted to do engineering, they thought like, oh, she would be a good asset to the team. And yeah,
Right.
it just
Yeah, I love that attitude. You're gonna bring not only the brain to the team, but you will bring the heart and soul to the team. To everyone you're being around, they are not looking only for someone who can compute and engineer. They would like to have some positive energy to be around
yeah,
because that
yeah,
actually is so it's so energizing. It builds an rapport.
yeah.
What was the most exciting thing that you got to do when you were in the club?
I think the most exciting thing was like during F1 in schools was when we got to go compete in Saudi Arabia because, I went to Saudi Arabia to compete. Obviously building our little F1 car was already like an incredible opportunity, but
Wow.
getting to compete against other teams, it was amazing. Like you could feel the buzz of the competition and like
Wait, and who drove the car?
the car is actually only this small.
Also,
So
it's a kind of like
it's
a kind of
yeah, it's a
model of a
carbon powered
F1.
car, but you focus on designing like the aerodynamics of it and
Oh
like the wheel
yeah.
systems and things like that. But it's actually powered by carbon dioxide, so no one drives it. But the way the competition was made was like really like a real
Oh,
like the buzz of
wow.
the competition was like a real yeah. It was an amazing
Wow.
competition. There was people from like so many countries joining together, like over 50 teams around the world. It was amazing.
Wow, like that little anecdotes of you already giving me so many questions. How? When? How did it go? How did it happen? And you mentioned even carbon dioxide being the power behind it too. I think that the viewer right now is already so curious about how things went. And oh, you must have been so in deep in it to have accomplished this much. So ooh, I understand now why anybody out there, the faculties and admission officers would want to have you joining their universities. So thanks a lot. Yeah, that's not the only choice you have to make.
Yeah.
Apart from having to make a choice of what piece you need to submit, you got accepted during your early decision round.
Yeah.
So you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
So what university would be your early decision choice?
Yeah.
The whole universe of university that you can apply to all these places in the US. How did it come down to UPenn?
So I think for me, Penn struck like this most perfect balance between like offering technical like skills. For example, it
Uh-huh.
has like the School of Engineering, which dives really deeply into like technical engineering. It will teach you to be a very good engineer. But at the
Um,
same time, like Penn has a liberal aspect. And that's what I really like. Like I think it gives you enough in-depth technical skill, but also like the ability to explore other classes and other fields as well. So I really
uh,
like that. Yeah, and
very
also
free
yeah,
range,
yeah. So
free
you can take
range.
classes from like a wide variety of schools and like for me, I don't want to be an engineer that can just build things, but I want to know like how to build things for people and how to like actually bring it into the world. So I feel like that's what really drew me to it.
I can tell that that's gonna be one day you're gonna make a huge stamp on headlines. There's gonna be something that you really gonna build that really has to stamp out your name on it.
Thank you.
So have you looked into now that you were wow, I'm already impressed with the way you look at the faculty and the course they offer. Have you started exploring? You said that there are liberal parts of the curriculum that they allow you to explore. Have you looked at them yet? Have you at least make like a kind of a brief plan on maybe the courses you would like to try dipping your foot into?
Yeah, yeah. So like I've actually already chose my courses for the
Oh,
first semester. So I'm gonna be taking like some engineering courses like um intro to mechanical design, which is very related to my major. And
hmm.
then obviously like, you have to take the maths and stuff like that. But there's also, humanities that I get to take, such as like econ, or some people are even taking classes in like Wharton,
Oh,
even as an
Wharton.
engineer. So I think that's really cool.
That was academic life. Now
Yeah.
let's talk about the social life there.
Yeah.
I've heard that people are already excited about being a part of
Yeah.
their dorm system, and that you
Yeah.
told me the last time we met that you had made a um a move ahead on securing the spot of who your roommate is going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be. How did it work? I mean, like people just maybe thinking that oh, being in university might mean that I have to go and live under the same roof in the same room as some strangers, and would they
Yeah.
hit it off? But you have already engineered a way to solve it, and how was it? What was it? What did you do?
Well, yeah, one great thing about Penn is that you can choose a roommate in advance, and I think that's like a really good feature. Unfortunately, there was no other girls in Thailand this year, so I knew from the start that like yeah, I was going to have to branch out and get to know people. Like even if it's online, even if it's through social media, I was gonna have to like make some friends before I go so that it's an easier kind of move in. So ever since I got in last December, I started reaching out to people. There's a lot of these days unis have a lot of platforms that you post like when you get into the uni. It's like called like I got in, and then you can post like you send in photos of yourself and then like a short caption on like what you like, what you're studying, and things like that. And that's how like we interact with each other.
So you basically search the taglines, like search the hashtag and see what people were talking, and then you just slide it into the DM.
I went into the account and I saw like there are some girls doing like engineering as well, and I was like that'd be really cool because I feel like we could kind of share the same work-life balance.
All right.
So that's how I found her.
And you can really rely on each other in when time is tough too. I think
Yeah.
it's nice to have someone who's already in your field to be
Yeah.
close to you because they're gonna understand the problems that you're
Yeah,
facing for
For
sure.
sure.
We have been talking about how you yourself have worked through all these obstacles and now are making a plan ahead.
Yeah.
So far, I might have made it sound like this is just one man army going into a battle, but that is probably not true.
Yeah.
I've been working closely with your parents as well, and your mom has been so supportive
Yeah.
of your journey along the way. We've been working all close together. So can you share to us a little bit of how your family, your parents have been playing some significant supportive role in your journey here?
Yeah, my family has played a supportive role throughout my education, like the whole time, starting from like when I need support with a certain subject like English, then they reached out and helped me find resources. But on top of that, my family also actually they helped me read my essays and things like that too. Like my mom would like be like, you could change this, or my dad would be like, this line sounds a bit weird, and I would actually take their feedback to even like edit my essays. So I think yeah, they supported me a lot. And also obviously emotional support too, because
Oh, definitely.
sometimes it just gets so overwhelming that like you need someone to vent to, someone to like talk to, and like express your distress
Of
at
course.
times, and they really helped with that as well.
Not gonna lie, there were so many times then that I would actually go out of my way to provide you and your family the help that I would not normally provide to others. Just seeing how enthusiastic and supportive your mom have been. She has been such an inspiring figure. Like I cannot really turn her down. When she would like to ask for any kind of support, she's always kind. She's always polite, and I can sense that she is really placing the love of you and your sister above everything else. So
Yeah.
I gotta go and jump in and help for sure, if any way I can.
Thank you
So
so
yeah,
much.
to have a nice support system.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes the whole village. It takes the whole village. This is probably gonna be the last question. There are gonna be a lot of IB students out there, of
Yeah.
course, struggling for their life. Some are floundering right now with all the amount of
Yeah.
work, especially those who are going on to the first semester of year 13.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you like to share to like your junior students?
Yeah, well, first of all, I never thought I would say this, but now that I finished the IB, I think it's a great choice. Like I think it was really worthwhile. I think it actually does change the way you think a lot, and it shapes the way you approach problems and everything in a really cool way. Like I feel like my college essays were easier to write, especially the philosophical ones, because like I took theory of knowledge and things like that, and it really makes the workload of like essays, although it's hard when it's all together, but when you focus on writing a college essay that's like, for example, a supplement that's like 250 words, you don't feel like it's too heavy for you anymore.
All right.
Yeah, and you have like interesting ideas that come from like your classes. And I also think, trauma bonding is great too. Trauma bonding is great too. No, but I mean it in a genuine way. Like, I feel like I've made so many friends in the past 2 years. Like, it has been the best 2 years of my life, and I mean it. Like, although the classes are hard, I've enjoyed all my classes because you get so close to your friends the more you study together, like informal study groups and things like that. It's really great. And when you celebrate together at the end, it's also really
Right.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you can say we've made it with
Yeah.
like the deepest soul. You feel it in your deepest part of your soul. We've
IB
made
is
it.
2 years, but friendship is forever. Genuine positive like words though. Like I think there is a lot of fun in the IB in a way that
Yes,
like people
definitely.
don't like sometimes they don't realize it, but you can find fun in like every class. Like for me, even in English, like I used to not like English that much, like initially when I was younger, right? But like as you go through the curriculums and especially in IB, like
Yes.
because you go so deep into it, you actually learn to like the characters. Like you root for them and you appreciate them and like that's what makes it more fun. So I think there's actually a lot of fun aspects of it if you find it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like the music to my ears. Whenever my student
Yeah.
like just openly say that they have come to learn to love the subject they are studying,
Yeah.
especially when it's English and you said you can get into the characters. That was
Yeah.
it's lifting the weight out of my shoulder and made me feel like I've accomplished something. So thank you very much. And I hope that everyone can actually find those silver linings
Yeah,
of joy
there
in
will
like
be, there
tough
will be.
time.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you very much for
Thank you,
joining
too.
us today and sharing your precious experience and kind words to everyone. Right, so before we go, I have some little gift for you as a to thank you for joining us today. Right,
Goodness.
just a little set of scent just
Thank
to
you.
feed your olfactory faculty.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned to see who our next guest is going to be, and we hope that you enjoy this video. See you. You have some
The
photos.
competition was great. I actually do have photos. The competition was crazy. We had to do so many things. We had to like drive like it would be like a 1v1 and we would go on the stage and
Wait,
everyone in the hall
1v1?
like one car versus another team's car.
I thought that it was like you versus another
No,
engineer.
like our team versus another team, and you would press this button, like you would stand next to each other and press the button, and everyone would watch it like that. And there'd be like 4 rounds, and on top of that, you have to pitch like engineering pitch, like you have to do like business pitches.
That too.
It was like
That's
insane.
like why
so
your
many
car
things.
is like the best design and all that.
Yeah, like after you finish racing your car, we'd be like, oh, in an hour we have to go like present our engineering portfolio and things like that. It was like crazy.
Wow, crazy, great opportunities. Did you get to like ride camels? So you were there.
No, no.